Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Sahil and I welcome back to this new video, and in this video we'll see what exactly is technical analysis, and we'll be covering few topics here, and this will be the video number 1 and I'll be continuing this series. So in this video we'll see what are trend lines, what are the fan principle, and what is the support and the resistance. So we'll cover all these three topics. So let us start. So welcome to the magic. Get ready to dive into the world of technical analysis and uncover the secrets of trendy trend lines, support and resistance, and the fun principle. Let's make learning fun. Yeah, we will be having fun in this lecture, just because if we won't have fun, then like we can't just grasp the topic. So let's quickly start the topic. So what is it? What exactly is technical analysis? So I'll say that first. So in technical analysis, what we do is we generally try to get the idea of the next price movement. Like as a trader, we need to get the idea of how price will behave after 5 or after 10 minutes, how price will behave in the future. And just because we need to take quick decisions, like whether we need to sell something, whether we need to purchase something, so we need to take quick decisions, and that helps. And that is why we do technical analysis, just because the technical analysis in the stock market help us to identify the future price movement. Okay, so let's read it. The technical analysis in the stock market involve analyzing the historical prices and volume data, chart patterns, and various technical indicators to predict the future price movement. It focuses on market trend, support and resistance level, and uses tools like moving averages and oscillators to make informed trading decisions. Unlike fundamental analysis, which took like a company financial health, technical analysis, yeah, just because there are two types of analysis that take place in the stock market. The first is the technical and the second is the fundamental. Fundamental means the fundamental thing of something, like the fundamental thing of stock, like who owns the stock, whether the stock whether the stock has some debt, or whether the stock has the investors there, or how much investors, like are the investors foreigners or are there Indian investors. Like all these things are the fundamental things. And the other one, which is the technical analysis, in this we do the technical things. We use candlestick pattern, we use chart patterns to determine the next price movement. Okay, so now let's start this video. So as I said you earlier, our first topic will be the trend lines. So let's continue. So trend line. What is a trend line? Specifically, what is a trend? Trend means how something is moving. Like whether we have a trend of something, like as a general use we say there is a trend of some haircut, there is a trend of some dresses. And in the stock market, the trend means how the prices are moving, whether the price are moving up or down or sideways. I'll show you that here, like whether the price is moving up, that's called a uptrend. Whether the price is moving down, that's called a downtrend. Or if the price is moving straight, like it's not changing its direction, like it's not either moving up or down, then this is called the sideways. So this is the uptrend, this is the downtrend, and this is the sideways. Okay, so basically these are the three trends of market, and we'll try to see how to exactly find these trends and how to draw these trend lines. Okay, so I'm using Grow right now. If you don't have Grow, then you can use your own broker. I generally like Grow, that's why I'm using that. So we'll see what exactly are trend lines, so how to plot these trend lines. Alright, so now you can see that I'll first clear all that drawing here, so remove the drawings. Yeah, now what do you see here? What kind of trend is this? If I'll ask you to look here, what is this? You can see that here the prices are moving upwards. So what do you think? Which kind of trend is it? It's an uptrend. Like from this point to this point, it's an uptrend, right? But if I'll just zoom in here, and if I'll try to zoom that a bit more and even more, then you can see that in this place it's a downtrend, right? Like the prices are moving downwards, so it's a downtrend. And if I just zoom it more, then what do you think about this period? Like in the down section, you can see the date, like it's 7 February, and from 7 February to 28 March. What do you think? What is this trend? Well, this is a sideways trend. There are three kinds of trend: the uptrend, the downtrend, and the sideways. So now we'll see how to mark these trend lines, okay? So now we have seen that the three kinds of trends: the uptrend, the downtrend, and the sideways. Now we'll see how can we draw the trend lines. So before drawing the trend lines, you need to understand one more thing, like how the trend moves. Like the trend doesn't move like this. How the trend move is like this. So now what is this pattern? Okay, if I'll just draw that again here, and so how the trend moves is like this. Like in an uptrend where the price is going upwards, suppose that the trend is starting from here, so it has created a high. Okay, this is the low and this is the high. After that, the trend has created a higher high. Like this is the lower low, like this was the low first, and the second low was a bit above than this, so we call it a higher low. We call it a higher low. And after that, the price move up. So previously it was the high of this one, but now it has moved up, so now it's a higher high. And then the price moves like this. Now this was the first low, this was the second higher low, and this is the third higher low, the third higher low. And then the price moves up, so it was the first high, it is the second high, and it is the third high, and then it forms the low. So in an uptrend, the price moves like this, like it is creating the higher lows and the higher highs. So how to draw a trend line in the uptrend? To draw a trend line in an uptrend, what you have to do here is just connect all these lows. Like you can see that in this first swing, like the low is here, and in the next swing the low is here, and in the next the lows is here. So if that is an uptrend, to draw a trend line, just you have to connect the lows like this. Like if you connect the lows, now this is a trend line for an uptrend. So we'll see how to draw this here. So suppose that my period is this. I'll clear all the drawings. Yeah. Suppose that my period is this one, right? Now how will I draw the trend line here? So as I have said to you earlier, like price doesn't move like this, it moves like this. So like this is the low, this is the high. If I'll zoom it here, like this is the low, this is the low, this is the high, then this is the low, then this is the higher high. So it was the high, and now this is the higher high, then this is the low, this is the higher. So now prices are moving in an uptrend. Now to draw a trend line here, we need to connect all these lows. So this is the first low, this is the second low, this is the third low, this is the fourth low. Or you need to just connect all the dips if you can't understand the low. Like if the price is moving like this, but the price doesn't move like this. Like if the price is moving like this, now what are the dips? This is the dip number 1, This is the dip number 2 and this will be the dip number 3. So now connect all these down dips, not the up one, the down dips. So to connect all these down dips, I will use first of all I'll clear all the drawings. Yeah, so now I'll use the line. Every broker has their chart where you can draw the lines. In Grove we have the line over here. Just you have to just choose a trend line as it is already selected by default. So now to draw a trend line, as I've said you, it's an uptrend, so we need to convert the lows here. So I have marked the line over here and I'm just connecting all these lows, right? So now this is how I draw an uptrend line. And if I'll just if I'll just extend that line further, and I'll see that the prices move something like this. So now it's an uptrend. That is how we draw a trend line in an uptrend. Okay, so now how do we draw a trend line in a downtrend? So let me just give you the explanation of a downtrend. As we have seen now, the uptrend is like the price move up, down, up, down, up, down, and it's creating a higher low. Like first low was this, second low was this, which is higher than this low, and the third one is this, which is higher than both of them. So this is how an uptrend moves. But in the case of a downtrend, it moves something like this. Now what do you observe here is now the opposite is happening. Like first of all, okay, wait a second. Yeah, yeah. So now here you can see that just the opposite is happening. Like first of all, the low was here, right? And it tried to go up, but it go down. And the next low was this, and this is lower than the first one. As it in the uptrend, the low, which is here, is higher than the previous one, but in the downtrend, this low is actually more lower than this low. And then the price created another up, and then it fall down, and this time this low is smaller than all these things, all these, like both of them. Or if you can't understand this low, just get an example of a dip. Like the price move up, the first dip, move up, the second dip, move down, the third dip, and this is the low and this is the high. So the price is creating lower low as it is going down. The first low was this, and the second low was actually lower than the first low, and the third low is actually lower than the second low. And the same is happening in the high, as the first high was this and the second high is actually here, which is actually lower than the first high. So this is how a downtrend moves. And to draw a trend line in a downtrend, we need to connect all these highs. As I have said to you, like in an uptrend we connect the lows, right? We just connect these lows. But in a downtrend we connect the high, we connect the highs here. So after connecting the highs, we have got a trend line for a downtrend. So now let's try and connect these highs here. Okay, I'll clear my chart here. Yeah, so now we need to first guess where is the downtrend. So the downtrend is at this place, right? If I'll just zoom it over here, now we have got a downtrend. So how do you mark the downtrend over here? So as I've said, just connect the highs here. This is 1, this is 2, and this is 3. This is a kind of a downtrend, but you know, like it is not well displayed over here. So if I'll just zoom in, like currently I'm in a yearly time frame. So if I'll zoom it here, like maybe 5-day time frame, and okay, so it's an uptrend now. Yep, this is a perfect example of a downtrend here. Alright, I'll just get that here. Yep, so now how will you mark the how will you draw the trend line here? So as I've said to you earlier, to draw a trend line in a downtrend we need to connect all these highs. So take a trend line here and just try to connect these highs. So this is a kind of a downtrend, like this one over here. Like this is a kind of a downtrend, right? And after that it gone a bit more steeper over here. But this is how, like, it is the general idea to draw a trend line. Like for an uptrend we need to connect the highs, like for an uptrend we need to connect the lows here, and in the downtrend we need to connect the highs. And in a sideways, like in a sideways, just doesn't matter, you can do anything just because price is not moving up or down. So I'll just repeat that. In an uptrend, like it is forming over here, to plot an uptrend just connect all these lows, and to plot a downtrend, which is over here, maybe over here, just connect all the lows, all the highs. Like for a downtrend you need to connect the highs. This is the high number 1, the high number 2, 3, and so on. This is how we draw a trend line for an uptrend and the downtrend. Okay, so now we'll see what exactly is support and what exactly is resistance. Now we'll see what exactly is the support level or what exactly is a resistance level. Okay, so support and resistance. Support is a price level where a downtrend may pause. Like support is a price level where a downtrend may pause, and the resistance is a level where an uptrend may pause. So what does this mean? I'll show you that in my chart here. So suppose that the price is moving like this, right? The price is moving like that. It's the nature of the price, and due to some reasons or any reasons the price actually moved down. So what do you think? What is this? This is a resistance level. Like in the resistance level the uptrend actually changes, so it's a resistance level over here. Now what do you think, which kind of trend is this? Now this is a downtrend here, and when the downtrend changes the trend, that's just because of support here. Like what this PDF is, like PPT is telling you, like the support is a price level where a downtrend may pause due to concentrating of demand, while the resistance is a level where an uptrend may pause. And that same thing is happening over here. Like this was an uptrend, but due to some reasons this uptrend was reflected, so like it's the resistance level, and this was a downtrend, and due to some reasons this was actually reverted. This is a support level. This is how a price moves. So if the price is moving like this, and due to some reason the price fell down, so this will be the resistance. And if somehow the price manages to go up again, so this was the downtrend, and the price actually changed the trend from here, so this will be the support here. So I'll show you that in the chart over here. So here, as you can see here, the price was moving up, but due to some reasons from here the price actually moved down. So what do you think, which is this? This is the resistance level. Now the price is actually trying to move here, again. The price actually fell down from here, right? So now which kind of level is this? It's the resistance level. Now in a downtrend here, the price actually reverted it from here. So what is this? This is the support here. So I'll mark it down. Like it was the uptrend here. Due to some reason the price fell from here. It was the resistance, and now the price has changed the trend. Now the price fell down, and this is now the support. Now again the price trying to move up, right? The price is trying to move up, but from this area the price fell down again. So this will be the resistance, and now it's the downtrend here. So now the price and the trend actually reverted from here. So now it will be a support here. It's an uptrend now, and till now it's an uptrend. This is how a price moves. Like if the price is in an uptrend and if somehow it changes the trend, that's just because of a resistance. And if the price is in a support now, and if the price is in the downtrend and somehow it changes the trend, then that is just because of support. Okay, so now if you can't understand like this, just see that if you are going up, then there are some obstacle in between that will make you fall down. That obstacle are called the resistance. And if you are falling down, then you have some support here, the support of your family. Then believe that to be a support level. Suppose that this is you, right? You are going up, and due to some obstacle over here, you fall down. But you have your family supporting you, right? And you try to move up again, but there is another obstacle here. You move down. So now you moved up, but due to this obstacle you move down. So this is the resistance here. But you moved down and your family was there to support you. This is the support. You move up and you got another obstacle. This is the resistance too. You move down, but your family is again here to support you. This is the support. You move up again, right? And this is how it moves. Like it move up, and if there is some obstacle in between, that's called the resistance, it will move down. And in the downtrend, if there's some obstacle in between, that's called the support here, it will move up. That is how a basic trend moves and the basic understanding of support and resistance level. Now we'll see how does the support and resistance level actually work with the trend lines. Okay, the trend line as support and resistance. Now the fan principle. The fan principle is a technical analysis tool used to identify the potential support and resistance level. If you want, you can read the full. So what exactly is the fan principle? The fan principle is basically used in addition to the previous thing that we did, was to make trend line as the support and resistance. But in the fan principle, we draw as many trend line as possible in a particular trend. Suppose that a trend is moving something like this, right? So we'll draw a first trend line from this, and suppose that if the trend has changed and it is moving like this, so we draw a second trend line from here. And if the trend moves like this, so we draw a third line from here. And if by chance the trend actually touched the trend line, the price actually touched the trend line from below, then it will have a huge downfall. So I'll explain that again. Suppose that the price is moving like this, it got a first dip, right? So we'll connect a trend line, we draw a trend line here. And suppose that the price move up again, and if it had a second dip here, then we'll draw a second trend line here. And if the price has moved here and it has another dip, then we'll draw another trend line here. And if somehow the price tries to reach down and it tries to reach this at this area, like now the price is trying to connect to the trend line from the opposite direction, then the price will have a huge downfall. Like that is just an addition, or the like you can say that's a supplement to the previous thing that I said you. Like, and in addition to, like in previous we were actually drawing a trend line, like a single trend line, but here we need to draw as many possible trend line as possible. And if the price cut any of these trend line from the opposite direction, then there's a chance that the price will fall down. Okay, so I'll remove the drawing. Now let's try to do that over here. So in this case I am drawing a ray here just because I need to extend this forward. So I'll delete this. Now I need to like get the dips, like in an uptrend, if that is the first dip, then I'll draw first trend line, and if that is the second dip, then I'll draw the second trend line. If this is the third dip, then I'll draw the third trend line like this. This is how we draw in a fan principle. So I will remove the drawing and I will use an arrow here and no array here, and here like you can see that this is the first dip over here, right? The price has, I'm just calculating it from here, so this is the first dip. So I'll choose array and draw array from here. Okay, now what do you think? Where is the second dip? Can you find it? The second dip is over here. So I can actually draw another array from here. Yep, and the next one is this. So it has another dip from here. So I can draw another array from here. Sorry. Yep. Now the next one is over here. I can draw another here. So our main goal is to draw as many possible trend line as possible, but while connecting the lows, not the highs. Now if under any circumstances the price is between this trend line, so if you have draw 5 trend line from here, if under any circumstance the price is below the trend line, and if it tries to touch the trend line from below, it will fall down, and it did over here, right? It's kind of like it was trying to touch the trend line from below and it fall down over here. Same with here, it was trying to touch the trend line from below, it fall down. And if you can see, if I just go forward here, like the price was moving okay here, and like over here, like if somehow if the price like inside here, the price tries to touch the trend line from below, and it actually changed the trend. Now you can see that it was having a huge uptrend and it actually changed the trend. So it may change the trend or it may actually stop the trend. It can be anything. This is basically a fan principle. Now you can apply this fan principle anywhere. Like you can do that, suppose that if I just change the duration, maybe like 3 months, or maybe an year. Now what I said here is to draw as many trend line as possible. So I'll do that here. I'll choose array here, and this is the first dip, so I'll draw array from here. And the second dip was from here. I'll try and do that here. The second one is here and here, so I'll do that again, like from here to here, and we'll do that again from here. Now if somehow the price tries to touch the trend line from below, like it was trying to touch the trend line from here, right? But it actually moved down a little, just because I'm not 100% accurate here, just because I didn't draw the trend line so accurately, like I did some ups and downs. So you need to draw a perfect trend line from the starting point and the ending point. So the price was trying to touch the trend line from here and it went down, right? Before the price was moving like this, but now the price was actually below the trend line. It tries to touch the trend line from the opposite direction, it moved down. And there are a lot of cases where this has happened. Like in this case also, the price was actually trying to touch the trend line. The price was actually trying to touch the trend line from below, and it moved down. Same with here, it moved down. Let's see if we can find other examples here. Yep, the price was actually trying to touch the trend line from here and it moved down. This is what a fan principle is. The main objective is to draw as many possible trend line as follows. And if somehow the price actually touched the trend line from the opposite direction, if the price is here, if the price touched the trend line from here, then the chances are the price may fall down from here. The price is here, if it tries to touch the trend line from here, the chance is price will fall down here. This is the basic fan principle. Okay, so now we have came to the end of this video. So I'll explain you what I have taught you today. So I have taught you the three trends, which are uptrend, downtrend, and sideways. To draw a trend line in an uptrend, you need to connect all the lows here. For an uptrend, you need to connect all the lows, and in a downtrend, you need to connect the highs, right? Just don't forget these things, just because in an uptrend you need to connect the lows, and in a downtrend you need to connect the highs. And the third one is the sideways, and you don't need to do anything in the sideways just because it's not changing anything. And the next thing that I taught you is the support and the resistance level. The support is where the downtrend actually changes, and the resistance is where an uptrend actually changes. Just see it as a game where you are going up, there is an obstacle that's called resistance, you will fall down. You have your family to support you, you will go up. There is another obstacle, you will fall down. You have your family to support you, you will move up. That's a game of support and resistance. And now we have just applied that game inside trend lines. And if you draw a trend line here, and if the price is moving along the trend line, it's okay. But if the price is below the trend line, and if it tries to touch the trend line from below, then this trend line acts as an obstacle. It acts as a resistance. And if the price is touching the trend line from the opposite direction, then it will fall down. Same, and this is just the opposite in the downtrend. Like if the price is moving in a downtrend, if the price tries to touch the trend line, cross the trend line, it did here. And if the price tries to touch the trend line from the opposite direction from here, then there's a chance that the price will move up. So this is the trend line acting as support and resistance. And the last one was the fan principle. The main objective is to just powerize the previous thing, the trend line as support and resistance, and draw as many possible trend line as possible. So this gives us a huge advantage that if under any condition if the price fall below the trend line, price fall up, it will fall down. The price would be here, it is trying to reach up. If the trend line occurs in between, it acts as an obstacle, it acts as a resistance, and it will fall down. This is the basic understanding of technical analysis, and this is the part 1, and I'll bring the part 2, part 3, and part 4 if you want. So thank you for joining me in this magical journey of mastering technical analysis. Okay, so I'll meet you on another video. Till then, take care and thanks for watching.